Alrighty, we're going to be getting into our finals here. This is going to be a ZVZ. We're going to start on Polar Night. This is going to be for the Masters coaching from SV Rush. And our two players spawning in the top of Polar Night in purple. ZVZ sucks. It's true. It's going to be the DM. One with two quick speeding all-ins back in semifinals. Against a Protoss though. And the bottom right, his opponent, and the bottom, his opponent, in green, it's the TheGiantNome. Gnome may have the upper hand here. He did just come from playing a ZVZ in the semifinals. He actually played a ZVZ in the quarterfinals as well. He had a ZVT in his first round, so hasn't been all ZVZ, but he has been playing ZVZ for a while tonight, so he's pretty warmed up in this matchup at least. On the other hand, DM only had a ZVZ in the quarterfinals. So both players talking about the matchup, kind of being coin flippy. In a way, it is. I feel like you can hold off most every Zerg early cheese with a 14 pool of your own. So I don't really. Beyond that, it's just kind of up to scouting. If you don't see your opponent's going mutas and suddenly there's 30 mutas in your base blind, then yeah, that's kind of a bad deal. But Spore Crawlers kind of changed that situation out. So, yeah. So both these players are going to be battling out for Masters coaching from one of the coaches that we have on staff for SV Rush. And let's see, pools are coming out almost the same exact time, and gas is also coming out relatively nearly the same time. Gnome getting his gas a little bit earlier, and his pool was just a little bit behind. So Gnome went gas pool, whereas his opponent went pool gas. So both players' speed will be relatively near each other. Gnome's will be a little bit faster. His speed will probably finish up, or his gas, he'll have 100 gas by the time his pool finishes up. And with that, he's going to be able to start speed immediately and pull off and get the minerals that he's lost by having that earlier extractor. Not a big deal in either sense of the word here. Neither player chose to drone scout, so both players just getting in, seeing the natural existing. DM just now seeing the natural existing as well. Both players pretty much playing as mirror-y as mirror can get. Speed is on the way for Gnome, and he has pulled out of gas. DM, now up to him if he's going to pull out of gas too. That'd be really funny to see, but actually yes, he is going to pull out of gas as well. So both players getting 100 gas, pulling out, and going from there. So they're going to be droning up for a little while at least, if not just going for a speedling all-in. If you see speedling all-in versus speedling all-in, that might be the death of me. That kind of a micro battle will be pretty intense. Baneling versus Ling, Ling wars can get pretty ridiculous, but I think Ling versus Ling would be a lot worse. Ling's going to pass each other here in the middle of the map, but Gnome currently has a slight Ling lead. Very slight. What is that? 6 Lings to 4 in favor of Gnome, and it looks like Gnome is kind of hiding his Ling count again here, at least attempting to hide the Ling count. 8 more Lings on the way in total, and those are about to pop, and they do pop, and DM, I imagine he saw that. He was controlling those Lings, and the Lings did have vision of the hatching of those, and yeah, he definitely did, since he has 14 more Lings on the way himself, so he's not going to die in the same manner that Biscuit did in the previous game. Actually, both players are attempting to hide their Ling numbers. Neither player has gotten back into gas just yet. It's just going to be Ling versus Ling for a while. Speed is finished for Gnome, so he has the slight upper hand there, but speed just finished it and just kicked in for DM. And with superior numbers across the map for DM, he's going to be able to push away this little amount of units. However, engagement here, oh lord, Ling versus Ling battle, kind of useless. Go ahead and just pull up the unit counting station. It's going to be a little bit better. 23 Lings to 21 Lings. Some Lings are probably across the map right now for Gnome. Gnome is, again, just going for this, trying to kill the natural. A nice positioning here by DM, trapping his opponent in, and more reinforcing Lings coming in from behind. Going to be able to push that away. And more Lings. It's just more Lings coming in for both players. Neither player has really been able to drone up. Gnome has a slight 19 to 14 drone there right now. And neither player... Okay, no. DM has gotten back into getting gas, so he can get into a Baneling Nest relatively fast, and he is making a Baneling Nest, in fact, at his natural. So that's going to exist. No gas. Actually, no, he did Gnome did just put in drones into gas, so he's going to have a Baneling Nest coming in relatively quickly here once he has the 50 gas. But as it stands, both players are just kind of posturing around the map, trying to get position with their lings. But right now, there's a lot more lings out on the map. Well, not a lot more lings. Actually, I thought he had more lings, but no. The ling advantage is slightly in the favor of Gnome for the time being, and now it swings back in the favor of DM. So there's that. 1 queen versus 2 queens, however. So Gnome's production capability is a little bit better, and catching a few lings out in the middle of the map at any point in time is good. And with that many lings that he just caught, he's going to be able to come in here and basically take out every ling, and he's going to be able to take out both of these banelings that are morphing as well. He needs to go focus on banelings down now, though, because he's not going to, and both these banelings are going to come in and hatch and take out a lot of lings. In fact, they do. Now only 6 lings left for Gnome across the map. Both players making a huge swell of Zergans right now. DM needs to morph some of these into banelings at least, but he was happy just to push away his opponent for that time being. Gnome getting a Baneling Nest of his own, realizing that this is going to be the situation here, that it's going to be ling versus bling for a little while at least. Neither player still has really been able to drone up, but the extra queen is really paying off for Gnome here at his natural. He's got slightly more workers, up to 25 versus 14 workers in favor of Gnome. He's just in a better position right now. The extra queen has really helped out. Gnome catching the few lings that he did over at this ramp really gave him a chance to go in and just have superior numbers and kill off a lot of units. So DM is trying to make up for the fact that he has one less queen, losing a little bit of inject time by trying to control his battles, so his queen does have a little bit more energy than she should, but still running her back and forth between the natural and the main. I don't know if that Overlord saw. Oh, I think these lings did, though. The lings on the watchtower were able to see that, so these lings are trying to pop in here, but there are a bunch of banelings around the natural area for DM, but he just needs to control them and actually bring them down to go kill things. They're going to pick off a couple drones and get out of there. Speed is pretty good. If they walk into this trap, it would be really awful for him, but they're just going to try to take out this queen. Oh, just barely not catching it. Where are all of his lings? I know. Where'd they go? Is this... Where'd his lings go? DM, where'd your lings go, brother? I think DM's lings walked into a baneling. I really think that happened. He's lost 86 lings. I think all of DM's lings walked into a baneling during that engagement. Which is pretty awful. That's no good. The money is starting to kind of climb up here for Gnome. That's kind of a benefit of having more workers and not really the production to use it. Only on the 2 hatchers here. He is up to a lair already. I have to wait to see what he's going to use with this lair. He does have a hefty amount of gas, so he could go to Aspire if he so chose, but still no choice for him yet. There are overlords placed fairly nicely for DM. They don't have vision on this base over here, so it's kind of a problem. He doesn't know if this third is being taken or not. But he will know if this third is taken. And indeed, it is going to be a Spire for Gnome. And that Spire is going to be difficult to find. It is in a nice spot, tucked away here in the natural. This Overlord can move up and see it pretty easily, but the Queen is there, and actually even making a Spore Crawler, just to kind of make sure that that also is not going to happen. And more links is being super annoying for Gnome, taking out the Queen at the natural. This game is just slowly but surely getting into the favor of Gnome. Even taking a third base right now. And this is the third base that, as I mentioned, I don't know what that was. Apparently I have control or alt or something clicked down. DM has no vision of this base over here with his Overlord, so he doesn't know that this is up, which is a bit of an issue. Not knowing that your opponent has taken his third, especially in ZVZ when the third is kind of a huge deal. DM does have his own Spire coming in, but his gas is so much further down. He's had to spend so much money on banelings back home, really, and he's so far behind on workers right now. He's only on the 1 gas. Yes, he's only on one gas currently, and that's really showing in the gas counts. As soon as his Spire finishes up for Gnome, he's going to be able to make 13 meters, that's the word I'm looking for. And even using his Queen to go attack the Overlord, that was going to be able to see those meterless coming, so DM is going to be completely blind to all these meters. Only 10 on the way, I think probably a supply block. Yes, a supply block, so, and actually the rally point is going to work out in the favor of DM. They're going to walk right past his Overlord. 14 Mutalisks now on the way for Gnome. No upgrades just yet, but DM really has no chance to make a huge swell of Mutas. He's going to have to hold off with likely just, what to call it, doesn't matter. This engagement is happening. There's still 3 Banelings left here for DM, but that's a lot of Lings, and even this is just really a distraction. The Mutas are flying in now, and there's no answer to that, and with those Mutas flying in, DM's going to call a GG there. Well played by Giant Gnome, taking the first game of this best of 3 series in the finals. Gonna get a map veto. Gonna come back with maybe our last game of the night. We'll see. Enjoy music.